About this time, war broke out in the region. King Raphael of Babylonia, King Arioch of Ellasar, King Kedorlaomer of Elam, and King Tidal of Goyim fell out against King Bera of Sodom, King Birsha of Gomorrah, King Shinab of Admah, King Sheber of Jeboam, and the king of Bela, also called Zor. The second group of kings joined forces in the Sidon Valley, that is the Valley of the Dead Sea. For 12 years, they had been subject to King Jerusalem, but in the third year they rebelled against him. The rebels of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Jeboam, and Bela, also sword, prepared for battle in the Valley of the Dead Sea. They fought against King Kedoram of Elam, King Tidal of Goen, King Amraphel of Babylonia, and King Arioch of Ellasar, 4 kings against 5. As it happened, the valley of the Dead Sea was filled with tar pits, and as the army of the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some fell into the tar pits, while the rest escaped into the mountains. The victorious invaders then plundered Sodom and Gomorrah and headed for home, taking with them all the spoils of war and the food supplies. They also captured Lot, Abraham's nephew, who lived in Sodom, and carried off everything he owned. But one of Lot's men escaped and reported everything to Abraham the Hebrew, who was living near the oak grove belonging to Mamre, an Amorite. Mamre and his relatives Eshcol and Anna were Abraham's allies. When Abraham heard that his nephew Lot had been captured, he mobilized the 318 trained men who had been born into his household. Then he pursued Kedorlaomer's army, divided army until he caught up with them at Dan. There he divided his men and attacked during the night. Kira's army fled, but Abram chased them as far as Horah and moved to Damascus. Abram recovered all the goods that had been taken, but he brought back his nephew Lot with his possessions and all the women and other captives. Later, Abraham returned from his victory over Kedorlaomer and all his allies. The king of Sodom went out to meet him in the valley of Shabbat, that is the king's valley, in measures like the king of Salem and the priest of God Most High brought Abraham some bread and wine. Melchizedek blessed Abraham with this blessing. Blessed be Abraham by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth. And blessed be God Most High, who has defeated your enemies for you. Then Abraham gave Melchizedek a tenth for all the goods he had recovered. The king of Sodom said to Abraham, "Give back my people who were captured, but you may keep for yourself all the goods you have recovered." Abraham said to the king of Sodom, "I solemnly swear to the Lord God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, I will not take so much up as a single thread or sandal dug from what belongs to you. Otherwise, you must say, I'm the one who made Abraham rich. I will accept only what my young warriors have already eaten. And I request that you give a fair good of regards to my allies, honor, school, and lumber. Sometime later, Lord spoke to Abraham in a vision and said to him, "Don't be afraid, Abraham, for I'll protect you from your reward, and your reward will be great." But Abraham replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't have a son, since you've given no children? Eliezer of Damascus, a servant in my household, when you already all my wealth. You have given me no descendants of my own, so one of my servants will be my heir." Then the Lord said to him, "No, your servant will not be your heir, but you'll have a son in your own who will be your heir." Then the Lord took Abram aside and said to him, "Look up into the sky and count the stars, if you can. That's how many descendants you will have." And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as a righteous person because of his faith. Then the Lord told him, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldees to give you this land as your possession." But Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, how can I be sure that I will actually possess it?" The Lord told him, "Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon." So Abram presented all these to him and killed them. Then he then he cut each animal down the middle and laid the house side by side. Some vultures swooped down to eat the carcasses, but Abram chased them away. As the sun was going down, Abram fell into a deep sleep, and terrifying darkness came down over him. Then the Lord said to Abraham, "You can be sure that your descendants will be strangers in a foreign land, but they will be oppressed as slaves for 400 years. But I'll punish the nations that enslaves them. And, and in the end, they will come away with a great wealth. As for you, you'll die in peace and be buried at a ripe old age. After 4 generations, your descendants will return here to the land, for the sins of the Amorites do not yet warranty their destruction." After the sun went down and darkness fell, Abraham saw a smoking firepot and a flaming torch pass between the house of carcasses. So the Lord made a covenant with Abraham that day and said, "I have given this land to your descendants all the way from the border of Egypt to the great Euphrates River, the land now occupied by the Canaanites, Kenizzites, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgashites, and Jebusites." Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had not been able to bear children for him. But she had an Egyptian servant named Hagar. So Sarai said to Abraham, "The Lord has prevented me from having any children. Go and stay with my servant. Perhaps I can have children through her." And Abraham agreed with Sarai's proposal. So Abram's wife took Hagar, the Egyptian servant, and gave her to Abram as a wife. This happened 10 years after Abram had settled in the land of Canaan. So Abram had sexual relations with Hagar and she became pregnant. But when Hagar knew she was pregnant, she began to treat her mistress. Sarai was content, and Sarai said to Abram, "This is all your fault. I put my servant into your arms. But now that she's pregnant, she treats me with contempt." The Lord will show what's wrong, you or me. Abram replied, "Look, she's your servant, so deal with her as you see fit." Then Sarah treated Hagar so harshly that she finally ran away. The angel of the Lord found Hagar beside a spring of water in the wilderness along the road to Sur. The angel said to her, "Hagar, Sarai's servant, where have you come from, and where are you going?" "I'm running away from my mistress Sarai," she replied. The angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress and submit to her authority." Then he added, "I'll give you more descendants than you can count." And the angel also said, "You are now pregnant and you'll give birth to a son. You are to name him Ismael, which means God hears. For the Lord has heard your cry of distress. The son of yours will be a wild man, as untamed as a wild donkey. He will raise his fist against everyone, and everyone will be against him. Yes, he will live in open hostility against all his relatives. Therefore, Hagar used another name to refer to the Lord who had spoken to her. She said, "You are the God who seeks me." She also said, "How truly sing the one who seeks me," so that well as name for Bir Lahai, which means will of the living one sees me. It can still be found between Kadesh and Beerah. So Hagar gave Abram a son, and Abram named him Ismail. Abram was 86 years old when Ismail was born. 오늘은 여기까지. 안녕히 가세요.